will get through the uncertainty of a new administration in Washington. As I said, we've done this before. We've been through this. And
isn't necessarily the best place to start. In fact, I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is.
You condemn white supremacy. And he fumbled around, didn't say anything. I said, how about the Proud Boys? And he said, well,
Ronald Reagan was 2 months into his presidency when John Hinckley Jr. blew a $20 million. About blowing up the White House.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
I want to take this message to talk to your viewers real quick about the story, the conversation we need to have now. The VOP is wasting lots of tax dollars in frivolous spending, and
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you for tuning in this glorious evening here in America to witness the American rising that is occurring. Do you ever think the media is going to change? I sure as hell don't. I mean, it's a lost cause for most of us. I think we gave up ever even having an inclination of a thought that possibly the media would be fair and unbiased. But it continues to do its damage. Now, in good news, I can share, see here, Jen Psaki's show, and this is going to bring me into my point of why I'm going live here. And it's going to bring me into what the point of this is really happening. And Jen Psaki's show, if I don't know if you know about her show on MSNBC, it's called The Briefing, and she picked her name pretty good because it was fucking brief. It's already plummeting. She's on her second episode and her ratings are just dropping every single time she goes live. And this is what I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got Jen Psaki's show. She's on her second episode. MSNBC's ratings and viewership have kept tumbling after the left-wing network revamped its premium lineup this month, blah, 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 blah. And a crucial 25 to 54 age demographic. MSNBC has seen its ratings plunge 41% during prime time and 34% across the total broadcast day compared with a year ago, according to the rating figures leaked to the Daily Mail. Sean Hannity at the same time is doing like 2.3 million in views. And, there goes Jen Psaki. I remember feeling like when they finally we lost Kayleigh McEnany and she was replaced with the incoming administration, that we were losing a filet mignon and getting a ham sandwich, and boy, was I right. Why this matters is November 5th was not about America First, staunch MAGA Republicans showing up to the polls and voting in mass to elect Donald Trump. I mean, that happened clearly, but it was beyond that. And the reason I rest comfortable saying that is because the propaganda machine that is the fifth branch or the fourth branch of our government, the media, they're potent. They are a potent poison that is good at what they do. And for the numbers that we saw for Donald Trump to win the popular vote, the swing states, and on and on and on, and all these different, even in the districts he lost previously, he closed the gap by 18 points in some places. So there was a great rising that happened on November 5th where beyond MAGA Republicans, the ultra MAGA, got up and saw through the bullshit from the mainstream media, saw through the lies, saw through the witch hunts, saw through what they were trying to say about Donald, about being a rapist and a felon and blah, blah, blah. They saw through it all, and they got up and they voted for Donald Trump. Now, why this is important is because it's a clear sign that the mainstream media is failing. But then something I saw today kind of sparked my interest to make me realize that they're just going to be moving in a different direction. They're an apparatus, an extension of these Marxist shitbags that we have spread out through all throughout Congress, quite frankly, on the right and the left. Senate too, you get in that list. And they're going to change the way they operate because they're still going to operate. They're still going to push their propaganda and their bullshit and the things that they do to promote the agenda that I believe personally, and I'm pretty sure most of the people besides the 12 that are probably on here hate watching because they got hard thinking it was actually going to be Enrique Tarrio, so they tuned in to see me, and now they're just sitting there pissed off. But I think most of us can tell that something is happening beyond what we're actually seeing. And I want to read what I saw on Washington Post today. I'm going to pull it up on the screen here just so you can see. I don't know. Zach Reel from the Proud Boys made a good post about this. I don't know why these news stations or online media things are trying to charge for their articles, but that's what Washington, sorry, wrong article here. That's what Washington Post is trying to do. They're trying to make me pay for this article. So I want to bring up this Washington Post article because I find it's pretty funny. The mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. Did you hear that headline? The mysterious drop of fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. Okay, give me a fucking break. The mysterious drop? Well, maybe it's because we got an adult back in office and he came in and closed the fucking border. You see, I pulled it up here and it wants me to pay. I wouldn't give these people $2 fucking for anything. So I'm not going to pay for it. So I'm reading it off my phone here. And the mysterious drop, I'm pretty sure it's because on day one, Donald Trump closed the border. That's why it's not a mystery at all. And I don't think anybody reading this bullshit article thinks it's a mysterious drop. And then it goes on to say that the Trump administration has been silent, all while promoting before the midterms that fentanyl is a dangerous threat to America. Fentanyl is a dangerous threat to America. It's killing more people than ISIS. And that's not even hyperbole. That's actually a real statistic. So it is more dangerous. And we know why it stopped. But this is the kind of shit that the media is going to start doing. You know, and we all know here that the left, mainly the left, and even some people on the right, that's how these rhinos stay in office. They rely on very uninformed voters. And most of America, well, you know, shit. When you got all these LeBron James games and NFL this and fucking Major League Baseball that and fucking Grammy Awards, they stay a little distracted. But I think something is happening. And we saw it on November 5th. Again, people woke up through the bullshit. They got their asses to the polls and unequivocally elected Donald J. Trump for president. And we're happy. I'm happy. I was in federal fucking custody before Donald Trump came into office on January 20th. And I got a pardon. And I'm very happy. But it's not about me or my fucking pardon. No, it's about what he's doing for this great country that I love so much. And I'm worried that they're being a little bit too quiet, a little too patient, that something's happening. You see, because the midterms are coming up. And it has never been more important. I mean, we hear what I'm about to say every fucking election. Oh, this is the most important election ever. It's become so cliche and watered the fuck down that when somebody says it, it just goes in one ear and right out the other, and rightfully fucking so. But this is the most important election ever. And I know the couple hundred people watching this right now currently will agree with me. But what are you doing? What are you doing? The primaries are right around the corner. And if Hakeem Jeffries becomes the Speaker of the fucking House, this America First agenda is over. It's finito. It's wiped out on day one. It'll be impeachment sham after impeachment sham after fucking all the crap that they fucking pull little green-haired, lip-ring cat lovers running in Congress that disrupt every fucking appointee hearing that they possibly can. The same old shit. So what are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we have got to band together and unite like never before, even harder than November 5th. The media, along with the apparatuses that are still left lingering with their fucking tentacles in the institutions of our intelligence agencies, are festering. They're plotting, and they're getting ready to make their next move. What are we doing? We cannot waste another fucking day at home anymore without getting up every single single day, and doing something to promote a America First agenda representative that is running for office or city council or school board or whatever you got going on in your community, without promoting them, without activating yourself to get behind their corner and gearing up and getting ready for the midterms yesterday. Because if we don't, and we fail to do this as a unified party, like these fucking Democrats that walk through lakes of fire to vote for whatever Marxist piece of trash that wants to teach a kindergarten queer studies, those people are united. Where are we? So then my last and final point here is what I believe also with the apparatuses in the media and intelligence community is coming. And I touched on this on my live rant yesterday. I believe there's going to be a false flag situation, some kind of psyops, call it whatever the fuck you want, a conspiracy for now, where the intelligence agencies are going to try to make a George Floyd 2.0. And I have a funny feeling that they're going to be using somebody that represents MAGA or thinks that represents MAGA, looks like MAGA, wears a MAGA hat to do their dirty work. So my point to you, ladies and gentlemen, is be vigilant. Look at these news agencies. See how they form their headlines, what agenda they're trying to push. Be weary of anyone going forward that's trying to speak about divide and hatred and chaos and revolution in America, all while wearing a fucking MAGA hat while they do it. Because that right there is the person that I would say is not somebody that's in our corner. So as we see a beautiful America rising happening, where younger and younger people are turning off the mainstream media bullshit, or turning it down, not listening to it, turning into alternative media sources like X and other things, challenging what they're seeing, and showing up in force that like we've never seen. Trump won the fucking young vote like we never thought was even possible. There is something happening, ladies and gentlemen. So my encouragement to all of you is to keep your voices loud. Don't shut up. Don't stop posting. Don't stop shaming the left. Don't stop getting in their faces. If you've never been to a school board meeting in your community, now's the fucking time to go. Show up to city council, know who's running, know who's been in there. And if there's anybody in your district or your precinct that does not support the America First agenda, then you rally, unite, and you get their asses out of there this primary season, ladies and gentlemen, because we are not fucking around anymore. There is no more time to waste. It is now or never. If we do not get Donald Trump the help he needs in these primaries, then these communist bastards with their fucking tentacles will go right back into the shit and stop everything he's doing. And we have worked too hard for this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning into my impromptu live rant. We are an underground show right now, The American Rising. I am your host, Barry Ramey. We're hijacking high-profile people like Enrique Tarrio. We might use Stuart Rhodes, maybe Donald Trump Jr.'s X account one day, and possibly Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, a few other terrorists. We're going to take over their X feed and broadcast our show on. So you never know where we're going to be at. So that's why I encourage you, follow on X, The American Rise. We are just getting started. Our account is brand new, but we got some big things in the works, and we're not going to shut up. We never did. We went to prison to prove it. And thanks to the War Boy Studio, Enrique Tarrio, putting this all together to give us a voice. And so we can hurry up and try to get canceled and banned again. I can't fucking wait. So go ahead and follow us, ladies and gentlemen, on X right now at The American Rise. Thank you for tuning in. Share this out, retweet it out. Let's do it. I don't know. Do you call it a fucking tweet anymore, or retweet? I've been in fucking prison for the last couple of years. I don't know. God bless you all. God bless America. And unless you play for the NFL, never take a knee to communism.
We will get through the uncertainty of a new administration in Washington. As I said, we've done this before. We've been through this. And
isn't necessarily the best place to start. In fact, I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is
You condemn white supremacy. And he fuddled around, didn't say anything. I said, how about the Proud Boys? And he said, well,
Ronald Reagan was 2 months into his presidency when John Hinckley Jr. blew a $20 million.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
If you want to
But I-
really see something that said, take a look what happened.
I want to take this message to talk to your viewers real quick about the story that the conversation